What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and right now we're going to be talking about the best abilities to use in Madden 23 Ultimate Team, aka MUT 23, and we're going to go over it in depth because a lot of you guys are having concerns with the way the game plays. I will let you guys understand this though. Realistically, right, with the way the game is very random, so a lot of the things that you may see, you know, other people do that works. Like, for instance, you may see a lot of people that run the short in ability, and you may not understand why they're running it. Well, when it does work and it lights up, you're going to get those quicker cuts. And if you're running a post, C route, corner route, routes like that, you're going to get wide open, right? But I don't really recommend going crazy with it unless you run the tight formation. Because what happens is, randomly, you'll get locked up by a random bum running like just regular man coverage. But whenever you, like, if you run trips tight end and things like that, it will benefit you. What I have noticed though, if you motion the player that has short in, it usually makes it go crazy. So that's like a tip that I've been seeing from some of the better players that they've been running, where you have to really watch it. Because if you don't have like a mid KO or something like an inside shade, you're gonna get dealt with accordingly, all right? The slot apprentice is always very useful, which is why at the beginning of the year, EA Sports always gives us a card, like, look at this, he gets slot apprentice early. Because it really gives you the advantage of creating those routes that will, it just makes it so that if your opponent sees your plays, they don't never really know what you're going to actually be running. So these two abilities are prime time, all right? These are abilities that will definitely change your life, regardless of the type of offense that you run. Like I said though, if you're going to go OP with short in, make sure you're running tight. Make sure, like, you know, like the Saints offensive playbook, stuff like that. If you need more in-depth information, I can go into it more, but, you know, pretty much, you know, anything that's like a tight formation with short in, and you start, you know, if you could create, you know, different things, tight end apprentice, slot apprentice, and you could create different routes, it gets really, really nasty against a lot of coverages, and players just get wide open. So those things are really, really good. As far as double me is an ability, like the X Factor, it's not really what it used to be. You know, some of you guys will ask, yo, G, what do you think about it? For the most part, it'll work sometimes, but it's not generally what it's like all cracked up to be. You know what I'm saying? It's not the way that we thought about the way that it's supposed to work. It sometimes you'll get a glitchy catch, but to be honest with you, you'll get glitchy catches no matter what. If you just throw the ball up randomly, you'll get glitchy catches, but it's a system around really mossing dudes. All right. And, you know, you're going to have to practice that. You're going to have to practice the high pass, the bullet passes. Certain quarterbacks like Michael Vick, he doesn't really have a very good bullet pass, but his high point passing is very good, if that makes any sense. One of the things that made Mariota, as bad as he is in the game, he was good because he had a really good bullet pass. But Michael Vick, you know, his bullet passes with the freeform is not typically one of the better ones. But like I said, the high passing is on point. Now, when you take a look at the set feet lead, the only reason that you should ever power up Michael Vick is to get the set feet lead. Now, a lot of you guys are probably thinking, okay, gee, they still haven't given us anybody with the gunslinger. Is set feet lead something that's suitable to last right now? And I'm going to tell you yes. And if you run set feet lead, you understand the glitchiness with it because the ball comes out that much faster. So what you may notice is you may run around playing dudes that come out and hike the ball and throw it right to the flat with set feet lead, and your players just can't physically get there because of how much, you know, the set feet gives that increased throw power. So that's one of the things that, you know, you guys are very concerned about. Like, yo, G, I played a guy, he threw Stevie's all game. It was probably you. Like, you were the guy that the other guy's describing. Everybody describes each other the same way. Yo, I played a guy, bro, he came out, he threw the ball right through my eye socket. It's Madden 23. The gameplay is horrific, all right? But still, with all of that being said, you need to take advantage of that horrific gameplay. So I would say set feet lead is one of the top tier abilities that you probably should be running right now. Gambit, once that's activated and you have pass lead, it's gunslinger. All right, Gambit is pretty much gunslinger. Like, the ball comes out super fast. It's a wrap. Once I activate this, even my lob passes, everything, like the ball just comes out a lot faster. It's pretty much GG's once you get Gambit activated. All right, now, as we go, you know, further through, you're going to see that the tight end apprentice, right? Right now, we're utilizing Dave Casper in his natural position. Typically, I like to put him on the outside, but I have to remember he's only a 90 speed because we don't get the +2 right now with the Legends. You know, when he was a Raider, he was a 91. That's a big difference. Tight end apprentice is so important because a lot of things start with that situation. A lot of what goes on in the game is that having that ability to make other route situation. You know what I'm saying? So you got to remember that as you start to put your squad together and you're putting the abilities on, make sure you understand that. All right, it is very, very important that your tight end has tight end apprentice, because if you make a corner route when a guy thinks you're running a crosser, or you do one of those regular post routes, it really, really destroys your opponent. And I can't even begin to tell you how many games I won simply because of that one ability. So I highly recommend it. I think it's something that you guys should definitely take a look at. As far as double me, when he gets activated, he has the height. We just got to throw it up and see if he'll catch it, once that's activated. All right. With the okay, so that's another deep out. This is another deep out guy, because Larry Fitzgerald also has deep out. Now keep in mind, if you power up Herman Moore, he gets deep out for 1 AP. Will we do that? Yes, we will do that eventually. Okay, but right now we're kind of looking to see what's going on with Legends and stuff like that for the new release, so we're not going crazy yet. I may do it a little bit later. That deep out does a couple things. It enhances the way that you're able to moss, and it also makes them run better on streaks. You see like how it just says improve catching on deep passes? If you run deep out elite and you put somebody on a straight like streak route, they will run a lot better than they would without it. And as far as helping catch the ball outside the numbers, that's pretty much a lie, because the animations make them drop the ball regularly. But I would recommend running it because it just makes it easier to catch the ball on outside the numbers. But like I said, on regular street routes, it goes crazy. Okay, now let's jump over to Larry Fitz. Now Larry Fitz is very, very unique because you'll see that we have that outside apprentice, and this year you can create C routes with the outside apprentice. So it's something that's really, really good. You obviously the post route from the outside, and then again deep out because I play him outside. Now, one of the things that I want to point out, because he's 6'3", his mossing is not as consistent as the bigger Herman Moore, but he'll moss you. So he's suitable at 6'3". That's a big change from 22 into 23. You can moss with 6'3" guys, 6'4", like it's a free-for-all. And if you come out with Parham, it's just GG's. You know what I'm saying? So those are the abilities right now that I would recommend. Now remember, you don't have to use all of the abilities, but you can dabble and see what goes on with these particular abilities. Now, I want to go ahead and tell you something right now. Under pressure doesn't work for me. Maybe it's the quarterbacks that I'm playing against. It just doesn't work for me. It works for a lot of the bums that I play against. But for me, if you get a T-Sizzle, unpredictable on T-Sizzle just works. I can't explain it. I don't know why it happens. He just runs right in every play. Look, if a guy is passing, very, very rare will you see T-Sizzle get stood up. With a Legends Chem team, he's an 88 speed, more than enough. He has all 3 thresholds, block, shed, power move, finesse. He is a monster, all right? And he gets that unpredictable for 0 AP. Now, I'm not gonna promote unpredictable like it's godly, but on T-Sizzle, it just works. Clay Daddy Matthews, he earned that daddy, all right? Double or nothing, it's a very, very good ability. I know a lot of people say, yeah, when they don't have pass rush, they just stand there. Not true. They go crazy in all game, bruh. It's really, really wild. And one of the reasons that this card is going to be very, very expensive for a while is simply because he gets it at a discounted rate. So definitely look into that. As far as the unstoppable forces and all the X factors defensively, I would just say for the most part, I'm gonna show you what I have. Selfless because of the hit sticks, activating everybody else's. I'm currently using unstoppable force on Sam Adams and relentless on Warren Sapp because it just adds a different dimension. When they're lit up, they'll just destroy and obliterate because they're in the middle. Those 2 particular X factors. All right, just so you guys know, because the heavier D tackles, when they get activated, they just go wild. Everything else that's involved, I have Enforcer on Cam because, if it's a chance that EA decides to let a fumble come out, you know, it'll be better if you have Enforcer than not, even though fumbles are very non-existent. It's like my dad when I was growing up. All right, so just don't worry about it. This is the bonus thing. We have a bunch of mid KOs. Everywhere you see the 2, mid KO, because I run primarily man. I do want to tell you guys, McAllister, a normie explained to me earlier, you know, McAllister gets it for 1 AP. So that's a great bonus for us. So definitely, if you're going to run a man meta, medium route KO on McAllister, Legend Theme Team, he goes up to an 89 speed, but he's definitely lock up. All right, just absolutely lock up. So keep that in mind. So all the 2s are deep route KOs. And then Deacon Jones, when he gets powered up, he gets under pressure for 1 also, in case you guys wanted to know a little bit more about these defensive abilities. And then with the kicker, we're just currently running, right now we're just running Clutch Kicker. Immunity to the ice the kicker effect, because some of the abilities don't work in game. It's a glitch that's going on. So if you're gonna add any of the other abilities like Zen and Focus, it may not work in the second half. All right, just to give you guys a heads up with that. So that's pretty much what's going on right now. I want to thank you guys for requesting it. Let me know what else you would like me to do for the videos coming soon. Let me know, write it in the comments. If you're a member, it's that much easier for me to see it because you have the globe next to your name. If you want to become a member, click the link in the description box and join the family. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You enjoy your day. One love, y'all.